Our next award recipient is Locks of Glory Hair Salon, and they will be receiving the Madam C.J. Walker Award. I am not seeing any of the representatives, but I could be blinded, so if any of the Locks of Glory people are here, raise your hand or something. I actually know one of the owners, Natalie Knight. I've known her for, I'm not even going to age myself, so I've just known her for a long time, and we used to work together, so I'm pretty familiar with Natalie and her mom, Myra, who actually started the shop, Locks of Glory, probably about 2 decades ago. And they are truly a gift within the community. Many times, I can tell you how many times I've had my hair done by Natalie when I had money and when I did not have money. And I wish she was here because, you know, I always would say I need my hair done. And she'd say, well, why didn't you come into the shop? And she speaks in a very high voice when she's upset. So she'd be like, why didn't you come in here? And I would say, because I don't have any money. And she'd say, I don't care about that, just take the blessing. And she always just made me feel very good. And anytime I did have money to pay to get my hair done, I always gave her a little bit extra. But these are the things that Natalie and her mom really do for a lot of people. And they do such a great job with hair. Natalie graduated from the Dudley Cosmetology School, and as well as her husband, Nathan, who runs the barbershop. And Myra went to Frederick's Beauty College in Lima, Ohio, and she also did cosmetics for a long period of time. So they're really a great asset to this community, and as far as Black women's hair, and they taught me a lot about maintaining my hair. And I actually don't even use relaxers anymore, so that's how well they have taught me with my own hair. The bio in the Madam C.J. Walker Award in the program is about Myra Dukes, who is the primary owner of Locks of Glory, so I will read that. But there are 3 owners, Myra Dukes, Natalie Knight, and Miss Helen, and I can't for the life of me never remember her last name, Gordon. But we always call her Miss Helen, so I never call her by her last name. Myra Dukes was born and raised in Lima, Ohio, where she attended public schools. She's the second of 4 children, married to Philip Dukes, and I actually know all their children, so I know Natalie and their other daughter, Madra, and their son as well. He and I actually work together, so Tori. So I know all their children, as well as their children. She was fascinated with hair as growing up and enjoyed creating different styles. In the early 80s, she attended Frederick's Beauty College in Lima, Ohio, received a managing cosmetology license, and began working at Phase 2 Beauty Salon. In November of 1990, they moved to Champaign, and she applied for a license by the state of Illinois and began working at Trisha's Salon as the manager until the owner closed the shop. When the shop was closed in 1992, Helen Gordon and Myra Dukes moved to First Street and opened Locks of Glory. And they are still there today after 19 years. So Myra works with her daughter, Natalie, and of course, Miss Helen. So that is who have been the recipients of the Madam C.J. Walker Award, and I will accept the award on their behalf. And I'm sure that they're probably either held up at the shop or something where one of them could not attend today, but we will definitely make sure that they receive this award. So. Next up, we have our Booker T. Washington Award, and this is given to Muriel Bondurant. She has been in the community, in the school district for a very long time, and I'm sure she has done much, much wonderful work, we all know. Muriel Bondurant was born in Mound City, Illinois, born to Raymond and Irene Jones. She was raised on the south side of Chicago, where she attended public and private schools. She received a bachelor's in education from Northern Illinois University, and she matriculated with an advanced degree from the University of Illinois in instructional leadership. She also received a Master's of Education in Educational Administration from Eastern Illinois University. She is married to her husband, Blanton, and has 2 stepchildren, Rachel and Japheth, along with 3 grandchildren, Jaden, Helena, and Tori. Education and working with youth to help them acquire skills, knowledge, and perseverance to succeed have always been her goals. She began her career as a special education teacher in Chicago, Illinois, and she subsequently moved to Central Illinois, where she has worked as a special education teacher, special education administrator, and an elementary school principal. She is currently serving as an assistant principal at the local high school. In those years, she has worked to inspire students to do their best. Her professional affiliations include memberships in the Illinois Principal Association, the International Reading Association, the Illinois Reading Council, and the Association of School Curriculum Development. She also volunteers her time in local organizations such as the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Epsilon Omega Graduate, and the Champaign section of the National Council of Negro Women. She will also be retiring from the Champaign schools, and I'm sure we're all going to be very sad about losing her at the end of this school year, 2010-2011. But she is looking forward to the new experiences and ventures where she is forever grateful of the lives that have touched her and will continue to enrich her life. So may we proudly present the Booker T. Washington Award to Muriel Bondurant.
I got an email from Mr. James, because I didn't know Mr. James before, and I got this email that says, I'd like to meet with you one day next week. No other information. I was like, okay. So I told him my availability next week, and so then I met him the following weekend, I think it was, at NCAAM stands. He introduced himself. He says, oh yeah, I'll be able to come and meet with you on Monday. I'm like, okay. Still didn't know what it was about. So he came to Central High School and he told me about he wanted us to select some names for students because NCAAM does do scholarships for African American men and young women. I was like, okay, great. Well, we can do that. Well, by the way, one more thing. I was like, okay. Well, your name has been selected as our Booker T. Washington Award winner. And I was like, whoa, wait, what does that mean? So he explained to me and I was truly humbled and all I could say then was, wow. Because to think, you work hard and you try to do the best and you try to impact children and you try to do things that you think are right and sometimes you get it right and sometimes you don't get it right. But for other people to look at your work and honor what you do and feel as though they want to award you with a recognition really humbles me because I didn't think I was worthy, but I appreciate someone else thinking that what I do and my impact with children and young adults is worth recognizing. So thank you so much for the honor. I won't take any more of your time up, so thank you for your time this evening and thank you for the award.
Before we hand out our last award and recognize our last honoree, I just also want to recognize Don Gerard, who is running for mayor of Champaign. If you could stand up. Jamar Brown, who's running for Champaign School Board. If you could stand up. And once again, I'd like to recognize City Councilman Will Kiles. If you stand up, please, sir. City Councilman Ledoux, and City Councilwoman Karen Foster, as well as Champaign Police Chief Benny. And now, Chairman of the National Council of African American Men, Artis James, will present the Outstanding Community Service Award to Dr. Harold Davis.